Well, yesterday Numatic Collector asked me if he could see my Henry HVC 200, and here it is. So I thought I would get all of my pneumatic cleaners out and tell their story. Well, most of them have a story. This one doesn't really have a story. I didn't have a HVC 200, so I bought one. On the listing, there was no face on it. And when it arrived, when I had a closer look, the face hasn't even been stuck on it. So I just blue tacked a clip-on face on it. And that one's, there you go, that one's that. My Henry HVR 200, the 98 model. This one, I bought this August 2017 and it's been lying around till I actually bought a motor for it a month ago. And when I bought this, it was spares or repairs, but when it arrived, the motor was burnt out. So in college, we had this A vacuum motor just there, and then I just asked the teacher, "Are you ever going to use that motor?" And he said, "No, you can take it." So I put that motor into this, and then I just had that motor in it till a month ago. I actually bought the actual motor for it. Then this one is my Henry HVR 200. This is a 2000s model. The story with this one, my sister-in-law, my second sister must have went out around her area, and just around the corner where she lives, she saw this and she took a picture of it. And the funny thing is, exactly the same day I went to her house, and then she showed me the picture. I went and grabbed it because it was just right actually on the pavement. And I think the main reason why they chucked it out, they wired up the plug wrong. So they put the neutral wire, which is blue, into the live terminal, and then they put the live wire, which is brown, into the earth terminal. So I'm guessing it kept them tripping the RCD, and then they thought it was broken and they chucked it out. So I fixed the problem, and it's working. This vacuum, well, this pneumatic, my neighbour found it for me. And it did have a burnt out motor in it. I have replaced the motor in it, but the replacement motor I bought, the seller said it was running okay, and the fan was damaged, so it's not running okay. So that one's like that. That one I'm going to get to. The Henry Hound, I always wanted a Henry Hound, then I had the opportunity of buying it, so I bought it. The Hetty, the same person, well, the same neighbour that got me the pneumatic, her daughter was chucking out this Hetty because it was broken and the PCB basically failed on it. So I just took out the PCB and hardwired the switch, and now it works. The Henry, this Henry in blue, well, this was my second sister when she went to rent. My mum bought her, well, the one that was in her house was terrible. And because she's in a rent house, she can't chuck it out. So my mum went and bought her a Henry. I don't know why did she buy a blue colour, but she bought a blue one. And I put glasses on it because I thought none of the Henrys have glasses on it, so I've just put glasses on it a long time ago. Then what happened is, she moved to her mother-in-law's house, and then this Henry came to us. And we had the Hetty. Well, the base is there. That's my work Henry. The pink base, it would have looked like that. But what happened is, this one, we gave it to my first sister, because she needed one. And her husband sucked up water with it. So the top went, so I basically threw out the top. I don't know why I threw it out, but it was a long time ago. Probably 5 years ago I threw it away. And then I found, once I was coming from going somewhere, and I saw the Henry top and the Miele. So I picked it up and they both worked. And then coming to this Henry, this is now, oh wait, this is a autosave Henry. This one, my second sister's neighbour, I was sleeping over at my sister's then. The next day she threw this out in the street, just threw it out in front of the door in a box. Well, in the new Henry's box. And then when I went to have a look at it, I pick it up. The hose, the cable, it's literally been chopped up to pieces. And then she came out. I said, why did you chop the cable and the hose? She said to me, I had another vacuum. I don't know which one it was. She said it was a big one. She said it cost £200 to repair. Yeah, £200 to repair, really. And she said that I just chopped up the hose so in case someone else comes and picks it up. I said to her, you know, someone can just buy a hose and then replace the cable. And then the fault was the actual cable where it enters the machine was damaged there. So I just put a new cable on it. And then that one works. Then we come to my Numatic Charles. Well, this one, on the way from college, you know those skips where builders put their rubbles in, those big skips? The places that the skips go to dump their junk out there was this, Charles. Well, obviously I went and asked someone, and then they said, you got to ask the boss. So I went home, an hour later I went back there, and then I saw the security guard. The security guard said, you got to come back tomorrow morning. Then obviously I went there tomorrow morning, the next day, and then the boss said, yeah, you could take it. But when I saw it, it had a cord on it. And then apparently they must have chopped it off. And it does work. Oh yeah. This one's a 2014. That one is 2013, 2012, 2010, 2007, and 2006 and 2001. And there's about 3 more pneumatic cleaners left, but I've got to move these ones out the way first. Alright, this Henry, you might remember it, well you would remember it because it's in a post next to a bush vacuum cleaner. This one, I was on the way to college I saw that bush one. So on the way back I thought I would go and pick it up, and on the way back I saw this, Henry, just chucked out by the bins. And then the cable's been chopped off of it as well. And I just put a new cable on it and it works. I don't know why people chuck working things away these days. This Henry, well that one is... Yeah, what model is that? That's a 2015. Not model, what year? This one, this used to belong to my brother's mother-in-law. She used to have a Henry with, I think it was an autosave one, and her husband must have sucked up water with it. Well, not suck up water, a cup must have broke inside the dishwasher. So he said, let me suck up the glass. And if you don't know, dishwashers do contain water in it. Underneath the filter on the base, they do have like water still left in it. So when he was sucking it up, I think he must have sucked up the water and then the motor must have went. So they bought this. This is a 2016 model. And she said to me she doesn't really like it because it's the 620 watt motor. She said it's not as it used to be. It doesn't pick up as it used to be. Because then I said, yeah, the motor's dropped, this and that. Explained the rating things. Then she said, do you have one that you can give me? Well, I say I do have them, but they're in my collection. Then somewhere around in my area, someone chucked out a Hetty, which was an autosave one. But what I did is I removed the PCB out and directly connected to the switch, so I don't want it to fail again. And because I think the PCB was on its last leg, which then I swapped it with a Henry micro. So this one is this. This one, you've seen this one. The story, well, you do know the story. I got it from my cousin's workplace. What happened is with this, the actual story, the place where my cousin works, the cleaning company's changed. Because it's like an office. And because the cleaning companies change, what happens, there were two of these. One of them is this one here, and then the other one, my cousin's boss took it because he needed a Henry, well, he needed a vacuum. And then obviously when the cleaning company changed, they had to throw it out. And then I told my cousin, don't throw it out, I'll take it. And then I went and picked it up. And that's that. And there's all of my Numatic collection. And then obviously there's two more that are behind me. So yeah, here's all of them.